Joining me now to tell us more is Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, along with Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator Lankford, what is the state of play tonight?
Oh, we're walking through the process, about to do 2 full days of questions at this point. You know, we've done 3 days from one side, 3 days from the other side, and now we're going to do 2 full days of questions, then have a vote on Friday on witnesses. I mean, that's the block at this point. Everyone who's trying to guess where everyone's going to go, I think we'll know on Friday, and when everybody lays that out. But everyone's getting their questions answered, and that's the key thing at this point. Any unanswered questions gets resolved, then we make a determination.
There was a big talk about a swap, like a witness swap. And was your name thrown around? It's hatch this plan about a swap?
No, I'm not.
Sounds like a hostage swap.
I'm not.
Except we're being held hostage.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do a witness swap or a hostage swap, either one on it. I float around the issue that we're all trusting in a New York Times story to be able to give us accurate information, which would be the first time Republicans trust the New York Times to try to give us all accurate information. But to be able to say from that story that they heard from someone who told someone who told someone who's trying to be able to bring it out, what I floated is say, you know what, just let us read that section of the book. There's a manuscript sitting over there. Let us read that section of the book and let's just solve this. It's not hard.
Right. Senator Blackburn, to watch this, and I was there for a couple days, and then today to see mercifully the president's defense team rest their case, to step back and say, you know, we're not going to torture the American people or the Senate. We're not going to insult you, as you saw Nadler do, saying you guys are basically treacherous. You're treacherous. Now, they couldn't find treason, high crimes, or misdemeanors for President Trump, but they're going to, accuse all you all and threaten Romney, Collins, Murkowski, and Lamar Alexander with being traitors, too.
Well, and I think we have to keep in mind, all of this about witnesses is to prolong the trial, get it into that last 90 days of the election, keep people here that are running for re-election so that Chuck Schumer can be majority leader. That's what this is about. And what we also know is that the Senate, we've been dutiful, we've made notes, we've done preparation, we've got our questions ready to go, and we've paid attention to make certain that we do impartial justice and that we conduct a fair trial. That is what we have done. And then, Friday we'll get around to taking
People have to
the
understand
vote.
this. Sorry to interrupt you, but people have to also get this, that a vote on witnesses doesn't mean there will be witnesses.
Right.
And again, so people understand this. It's kind of arcane rules in the Senate. But once you take a vote for witnesses, let's say you get 4 Republican senators say yes, then you have to vote on each individual witness, correct?
Every set of documents, every witness.
So when they call Adam Schiff as the first witness, and then the second witness is the whistleblower, and then the third witness is Hunter Biden, and the fourth witness is Joe Biden, it each has to be voted on independently, correct?
Right. But you would do a long series of votes, then you'd start lining up positions to be able to
do this is going to be fun. We'll be here till May.
And every set of documents.
Right, so this is May. We're talking April or May. This is not going to be done in February.
Right. No.
This is April or May. That's when this thing wraps up.
And the vote on Friday is to vote, do we need additional information? Do we have all the information we need? That's really what it is. It's not about do we need witnesses. The House already gave us 12 witnesses. They interviewed 17. We have all kinds of documents. It's just asking the question, do we need additional witnesses or do we have everything that we need?
Senators, hold on one second. There was a really surprising story today. I know our viewers want to hear about this from the LA Times that Dianne Feinstein was leaning toward acquittal. She said, we're in a republic. We're based on the will of the people. The people should judge. But then it didn't take long, did it? Oh, for Feinstein to walk this back on Twitter. How do you walk that back? Saying in part, the LA Times misunderstood what I said. Or maybe the staff didn't like it. Anyway, it's clear the president's actions were wrong. That can't be allowed to stand. Politico is reporting that 3 Democratic senators, Sinema, Doug Jones, and Joe Manchin, might vote for acquittal tonight. What are the chances, Senator Lang?
That would be terrific to be able to see. It would actually be the first time in American history that a Democrat broke from their party on an impeachment vote. That has never occurred in American history. Democrats have always voted as a bloc, never have broken once. And if we have even a single Democrat break, it will be historic to be able to see them break from their party.
And on McConnell, we heard from Claire McCaskill today. She was, of course, one of your former colleagues. She was complaining that McConnell only cares about one thing. Let's watch.
Mitch McConnell cares about power more than anything else. He is making one of the biggest gambles of his career because he's gambling that if he forces these guys into the pit and makes them vote against witnesses, he can hold on to the majority leader position.
Were their arms twisted and dropped all over the floor? Appendages after your caucus meeting?
Not at all.
It was tense?
Not at all. It wasn't tense. Leader McConnell does a great job laying it out. He is a very diligent leader. He understands where people are in this process. What we do know is that this is all about power and control for the Senate Democrats, for the House of Democrats, and it has nothing to do with let's do right for the country. It's about relitigating 2016, pre-litigating 2020.
We got bridges that are rusted out, Senator Lankford. We have airports that are dilapidated. Meanwhile, you fly over Europe, gleaming new airports, high-speed rail, and the American people say, "What is it? We're paying for this?"
Right.
Yeah.
To me, money to Ukraine, whatever you think about that, a lot of people don't even agree with money to Ukraine. A lot of Americans say, what are we doing here?
We spent $32 million on the Mueller report, and now we're spending millions of dollars being able to chase this one down. And the American people are saying, let's get back to business. Let's deal with the issues that we want us to be able to deal with, what we elected people to do. They have an expectation. We're going to govern. And then we're actually going to solve some of these problems. There are a lot of great solutions that are out there. We'd love to be able to talk about any of them. Love to be able to work on judicial nominations. Love to be able to do all those things. But we're tied up in impeachment. And Schumer's goal is to be able to get as many witnesses, as many documents, as many requests, and say, do in the Senate what they didn't do in the House, and stretch this out as long as possible.
It's outside of our jurisdiction, and Professor Dershowitz.
Why don't we even talk about this? He doesn't care about jurisdiction.
No, he doesn't.
This is about nicking and cutting and lacerating Donald Trump before the election. That's all this is about. They all admit they're not going to convict him.
They don't want him on the ballot. They don't want him on the ballot.
So was Cipollone right when he said this is about disenfranchising about 65 million Americans from their right to pick the president of their choice?
That's exactly right.
That's exactly what it is. And what was interesting is Cipollone brought up something that most people don't know. This is not just the first vote is to remove the president. The second vote, if they get that, is to make sure his name is not on the ballot, to literally remove his ballot. That's what they've set up at this point, to be able to say, take him off and don't allow him to even run.
Who's election meddling now?
Yeah, and you got 4 people that are running for that office sitting in the chamber taking him out.
Who did not recuse themselves.
Adam Schiff, under the model rules of professional conduct, ABA's rules 3.7, Adam Schiff should not have been allowed to argue that case because under the ABA's rules, he is a fact witness. Right. He should not be allowed to argue that case. It's enough of a trial that those rules should apply.
And if we go to witnesses, we will call him.
Well, Senator, it's great to see you. And I know how tired you are. Thank you for being with us. You got a little reprieve today.